Welcome back. Another episode. This is week 8 of our continuous series of ranking every single one of our chicken breeds. And today we got a good one for you. It's going to be our biggest chicken that we have. Let's get into it. So today, before I introduce you into the chicken, let's talk a little bit about the criteria that we rank every chicken based on. So there's going to be 4 categories. The first one is going to be eggs, and that's going to be whether they lay a lot of eggs or not a lot of eggs, egg color, egg shape, uniformity, quality of eggs. So that is number 1. Number 2 is broodiness. So how likely are they to want to hatch out their own eggs and become a mother, and in turn not lay eggs during that period. So that's number 2, broodiness. Number 3 is going to be friendliness, and that's friendliness to people and friendliness to the flock. How well do they integrate into the flock? Because we have a mixed flock here. We have 27 different chickens, 26 different breeds, so all different kinds of shapes, sizes, personalities. So how well do they integrate into our flock? And then number 4 is going to be very subjective, but it is cuteness, and that is totally up to me to give a score for. So without further ado, let's talk about our girl this week, and this is Beatrice back here in the back, a really big one. She is a Bielefelder, which Bielefelders are a German breed. Something interesting about them is that they're auto-sexing, which means at the time of birth, you're able to tell the males and the females apart, or seriously, at the time of hatching, you're able to tell the males and females apart based on the pattern of their fuzz, or like what's going to become their feathers. So you can easily tell immediately once they pop out of the egg which ones are males, which ones are females, and that's pretty cool because if you're someone who lives in a small town where you have a limit on the amount of chickens you can have, or if you have a limit on whether or not you're allowed to have roosters, you're guaranteed with a breed that's auto-sexing like that to only get your desired gender. So if you can only have females, then you're good to go. If you get an auto-sexing breed, you're not going to end up with any surprise roosters later down the road. So I'll pop up on the screen what a male and a female looks like at birth. Of course, this is a female, so she's a hen that is massive. So we didn't realize at the time that she's going to be our biggest because we also have a Brahma, but she's even bigger than the Brahma. She's absolutely huge, which is nice because her breed is a dual-purpose breed, which means that they're good for both meat and eggs. So a lot of people have them on their homestead, one for that auto-sexing factor so that they can hatch out their own eggs and immediately tell which ones are males or females, and then raise up the males to eat and the females to lay eggs, which, like I said, they have a huge body, so definitely good for raising meat. But of course, with any dual-purpose breed, they're not going to grow into like a Cornish cross in 8 weeks, be able to process. It's going to take a lot longer, and you're not going to get as much meat, but still very good size. You can see her next to the Brahma here, that she is even bigger than our Brahma, which is pretty crazy because Brahmas are known to be one of the biggest breeds. So Bielefelder, definitely good size. She has this beautiful pattern on her, this partridge barred-ish pattern. She's not like super partridge. You can see partridge back there. This pennant is Sanka. They have the similar like light head down to round body. The difference is for B, you can see that it's kind of like more barred in there, which makes sense because that's how you tell the males and females apart, are able to tell the males and females apart, is because they have that barred gene, which makes them auto-sexing. And then also in turn, the female adults look like her, and then the male adults look like this. So you can see it's very different between the males and females, both at birth and then as they grow up. So other than that, dual purpose, large bird. She has yellow feet, no feathers, no beard or muffs or anything. Standard head, single comb, large body, and yeah. So that's a little bit about the breed, and let's talk about her eggs now. So Bee is a good layer. She has been really consistent throughout her entire life. She was in the first batch of girls we got, so she's about 2.5 years old, going on 3 years, and she's never really taken long periods off. Been pretty consistent throughout the year. You can tell she's molting a little bit right now with the colder weather around her neck, a little bit in her tail, and she's still laying, so that's pretty good. A lot of girls, when they start to molt, they start to stop laying, but she's still going strong. Something that's great about her is she lays a beautiful uniform, I don't know how else to describe it other than like typical egg-shaped egg. It's a beautiful shape. It's my favorite shape, and the thickness of the shell is super nice. I think overall it's my favorite just egg design. I don't even know how to say it, but like the way it's shaped and the thickness of the shell, it's just super sturdy. Cracks really nice. It's a really nice shape. The size is pretty good too. It's not like the largest egg, it's not the smallest egg, it's kind of in the middle of the road, which is kind of funny because she is our biggest girl, but she doesn't lay the biggest egg. Go figure. But another thing that I really like about her eggs is that she lays the pinkest egg of our group. So with a pink egg, basically it's a tan egg that has a bloom on it that when the light hits it, it makes it look pink. It's not actually pink. Like if you washed it, it would just be a tan egg. But she lays our pinkest egg. So most of her eggs come out with a pinkish tint, and then the ones that don't are a tan egg, but all of them have speckles, which is really nice. So she, even when there's no heavy bloom that makes it pink, it's still a beautiful tan egg with speckles. So besides the shape, the color is great. Like I said, the shell thickness, super great. So overall, I got to give her, like I said, it's my favorite egg as far as the structure and one of my favorite colors as well. So I'm gonna have to give her probably like a 4.9 on eggs for sure. And then broodiness, she is 2.5 years old, never been broody, so we got to give her the obligatory 1 out of 5 on there. So not much to talk about. Never been broody, doesn't really have that desire. So nice and short on that one. And then friendliness. You can see I'm chasing her around right now, but you can get pretty close to her. She's come up and spent some time in my lap, hung out with me when I sit down in a chair. So she's pretty friendly. She's nice to all the other girls as well. Never had any issues with her picking on anyone or anyone picking on her. I mean, she's a huge girl, so no one really will want to pick on her. But she doesn't throw her weight and size around. She's friendly with everyone else, which is really nice. Super calm personality, just a huge girl that just kind of keeps to herself and it's nice and quiet. Absolutely no complaints. You'll never find her screaming her head off, causing a lot of noise. So I think if you live somewhere where noise is a factor, I know a lot of people can't have roosters, but the hens can be just as noisy as well. She's been super good with us. You know, the occasional egg song gets pretty loud for all the girls, but other than that, she's super quiet, hangs out, big girl, super calm. Personality is great within the flock, with us too. She hangs out, no complaints at all. So I think for friendliness between us, between humans and the flock, I think I'll give her about a 4.8 for that as well. Not crazy friendly, but definitely no complaints. And then that leaves the last category, which is cuteness. Now she's that partridge color, which is debatable between if people actually like it or don't like it. I think it's really pretty. There's a lot of variance. So she has that light head. She has a different color chest, then she has a back, which has a different color from her neck. So I think it's pretty cool to see the pattern and the color transition in her. But I know some people aren't a fan of it. But I guess to each your own. I personally really like it. I think it's really unique looking in our flock. We have a lot of different colors, and between her and we have a partridge printed Senka are the only ones that have similar colors. But like I mentioned before, this is a little bit different. You can kind of see the barring throughout her right here. So that's cool. The fact that she's huge is fun. I just like the fact that she's on the extreme scale of massive, because the really small girls, like we have Nez running around here somewhere, really tiny bantam to clay, and then in the same flock, you know, they're same species, they're both chickens, and she's probably at least 6 times the size of her. I mean, she's massive. So it's just fun to have both ends of the spectrum. So I really like that. And with her large size, she also has huge wattles and a comb, which is also hilarious. You can see it's flopping around while she's eating. So all in all, I wouldn't call her cute. I would call her unique, and I would call her fun to have in our flock. So on a cuteness scale, I'm not going to give her the most cute because technically she's not. But I'll definitely give her above average because she has a lot of unique characteristics. Like I said, being huge, being auto-sexing, having that beautiful color and variation in there. So I'll give her a 3.8 out of 5 for cuteness. So overall, for Beatrice here, the Bielefelder, her overall ranking out of 20 is right here on the screen, which that puts her, this is our 8th week, so out of the 8, that puts her right here for the rankings overall. Now we're going to keep doing this. We have 27 breeds, or 27 chickens, 26 breeds. This is week 8, which means there's 18 more weeks of ranking the breeds. So stick around. We may have your favorite chicken here. You can see the ones we've already done. We're gonna continue to do them. We've got a big variety of chickens, so we're gonna keep ranking, see where everybody stands up and stacks up at the end. So stick around, stay tuned, and look out for those videos coming out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, from Beatrice and the rest of us, stay Pyrfect.